I posted this for you, the ones that we want to deal with. Cell referencing functions to look up and stuff, external file sheets, text function, coloring cells, VBA. I don't know if we're gonna do all of them, but for the homework assignment, probably about up to about here, and then we'll try to do the rest of it. Maybe homework assignment deal with this one too. Okay. I don't know which one. I'm gonna post the homework assignment this weekend, and I'll explain more next Tuesday. Okay, anyway, we looked at some of these. We'll try to finish as much as possible today. So let's look up the try the lookup and reference function. So last time we did like a bound function and basic cell referencing and that sort of thing. Count ifs, we did that last time. So this is called there's different types of like a lookup functions. All of them deal with a lookup function. So VL lookup, there's H lookup, match, index, and choose. Okay, and V lookup, not VL lookup. V lookup, basically it looks up the stuff on the left side vertically. It looks up vertically, leftmost column, vertically on the leftmost column, returns a value on the same row from another column that you specify. Okay, so probably the best way to just look at the example here. So first thing is the input. How many the arguments do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's the thing you have to watch out. The commas. Watch out for the commas, 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 commas. So basically A2 here refers to this guy here. Right? And then the range, that's the range, E4 to G7, E4 to G7, E4 to G7. Okay, so these guys here, and 3. So what happens is, what's a 3? 3 is you kind of shift to the right. Okay, 3 times. So leftmost column, and returns the value same rows from another column that you specify. So what you do is you look up this guy against these guys here, and if it's in there, then you shift the 3 times, three like columns, and then actually this is like an exact match or approximate match. So false, I think, is an exact match if I remember correctly. So anyway, so 1 of 4 appears on here, as you can see. I found it, shift the 3 times, okay, and then return. So actually you put this formula right in here. Okay, you put the formula right here, and then you are actually looking up this guy against this guy, and then if it's there, you know, you don't print this, you print this guy here. Okay, so you put the formula in here, look this up against that guy. If that guy is there, you go to the right 3 times, and you'll find it. Okay, most people don't have problems with this in the past, so I don't think it's too difficult. But let's try again. Actually, the false, you really carefully looks at it. False returns exact match, so that's exact match. So if it's not found, it's gonna go, it's gonna do this. NA. So let's try again. So via lookup. Now you can copy this to all these guys here, right? You can look up all of these. Okay, we just did this one. So we just did the one cell. Okay. Now it says it uses the absolute reference E4 to G7. It's important that you use the absolute because you don't want it to change. E4 to here, you don't want it to change. So that's why it's using the absolute. Okay, now the H lookup. H lookup kind of works out the now the V means a vertical. Vertical means this way. Horizontal, H lookup is a horizontal lookup. It goes this way. Okay, it's kind of works out similar but a little bit different. Okay, so this one, H lookup, is false. We know what false means. That means the exact match. Now this one actually looks up two, same thing. We're gonna look up all these guys on the left side, right? Starting the putting the formula here, right? So A2, look this guy up. So there are 4 arguments. 1, 2, 3, 4. First one is leftmost side, the thing to look up, and then the range of these guys, which is E4 to H6, which is this guy here. Okay, so we're gonna look up no, the E4, which gonna be the these guys here. Okay, so we're gonna look at this up against these guys, look up this, and then it's going to shift the 3 times. Now this one shifts 3 times. 1, 2, 3, count, including this 1, 2, 3, horizontally. It's kind of funny horizontally, but it goes down this way. But vertically, it's this way, but it's shifting to the right side. Okay, you kind of have to, put into your head. So same thing here. Look this guy up. Actually, in order to look at this guy up and print this guy out, you go, okay, is a 104 exists on here? Okay, you put that in there, put the range. If it's there, okay, I found it. Put the 3 times. This guy out, this guy here. That's gonna match. Okay, so that's what you have to do. Once you put that, you go Control C, copy this formula, and put it all in there. Now you want to make the absolute values, because these guys, you always want to look up these guys up. Otherwise, it's gonna probably change these guys, which is not what you want. This is the range. Okay, range of the cells that you gotta be looking at. Okay, and then what did I say about here? Lookup. Okay, yeah. So let's take a look at match. I think match is fairly simple too. So match is simply, once you got that, match is simply you find out and then you print out the position. Match is the position. So each lookup is you kind of you know, horizontally you go down a little bit. Vertically means you kind of, you know, get something on the right side. Horizontal is down. Match is just the position, you know. Just the position. Okay, match is just position. So you can, you know. Now what's a 0 here? A2, we understand that. We're gonna look at, so this one, same thing. E2 to E7, we understand that. What's a 0? Okay, argument 0 to 0 to return the position of the value that is exactly equal. So the same thing here, exact match. You put the 0 for the exact match. Or if it's not found, okay. So I don't know what other than the 0, but for the exact match, just 0. We'll have to look up the manual to get more information, but third argument is as optional. Actually, that's important too. So you don't have to put it there. Okay, so you don't have to even put it there. That's for the exact match, but okay. The index is index function returns specific value in the two-dimensional. Index is two-dimensional. So so let's look this up. How many arguments are there first? How many arguments? That's the range. A2, B2. A2, B2. Right. And this is the range, two-dimensional, E4 to F7. Okay. And we're gonna it says index function below returns specific value of two-dimensional range. Two-dimensional range. So it's going to look for A2 and B7. So it's going to use this position. These are the positions. So just positions. I don't know, you know, how useful this is, but probably each lookup, L lookup, that's probably useful. I don't know. Maybe sometimes that's useful. I'm gonna skip this choose thing. I think that's enough. H lookup and L lookup probably the most important thing. Okay, and then okay, so next thing we're gonna take a look at is text functions. Because it's important everybody use some sort of everybody has to deal with a text. So here's a text functions: left to right, mid, join, length, find substitute. Okay. The trick is a lot of times when you deal with the text, you use this operator, which is kind of join them together. Okay. So this and sign that joins together. So here you're using and sign to join these two fields together. Now what does left to? It just gets a leftmost. And whatever the string, like a 4 characters, that's fairly easy. Right is 2 strings. Right, that's fairly easy. Mid is something in the middle. A1, A5. If you look at example, starting position and whatever the position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, P, and then 3 positions, PLE. Length gets a length of just simply length of the string. So that's fairly useful if you have something like a database and you like to find the length of the, it can be fairly long, so length of like a sentences or something. Okay. Find is the location of it, obviously, of the find function, particular string. That might be useful. Location, which is what AM is the 3rd character. Okay. And substitute is you're gonna change stuff. So if you find it, replace it. Now everybody knows how to find and replace in Excel. That's, you know, that's probably one way to do it. That's probably not that useful, but if you wanna kind of if we want to have a more control over it, then this thing is probably useful. Let me actually let me show you how you can like deal with the percentages. Okay. Going back to this example, let's say a lot of times, let's say you like to combine these two things together. Like amount is what? 3, and 3 means 19.2%. Okay, let's say we like to show this up my objective. So here, let's say I want to show 3 and then parentheses 19.2%. In one cell, I mean in single cell. Okay, I want to show like that. So let's say over here, I want to show like that, and over here same thing, 1.272. So it kind of shows a distribution, or we can say share, meaning, you know, kind of distribution. Share of 3 would be 19.2. If you take a look at the 100% as this one, 3 would be 19.2, and we like to kind of show this format. The reason you want to do that, you know, a lot of times, like when you write a paper or something, that instead of like showing 2 columns, you could combine them together like this. That's kind of convenient. So again, our objective is what? 3 and 19.2, exactly like that, 19.2%. So how do you combine that into a single cell? So we use that, what we just did with the text text operations. So first thing is what, D2. Okay, we'll just use a relative and then we'll deal with I guess everything can be relative here. And then left parentheses. So this is where this percent is useful. Okay, and then 19.2. So this is where you put the and again. And then 19.2. 19.2 is E2. E2. Okay, and we'll deal with those decimal points a little bit later. And then right parentheses. Okay, so now it didn't show in the percentage, right? So well, we are kind of in trouble, right? So you know, you could so what do we do? Well, we can simply multiply by this by 100. We know how to do that. So where do we multiply? So E2 times 100. But we wanna that's pretty good. We want to show percent sign. So percent sign can go right after 19.2. So we need to put it right here. Just percent sign here. Okay. So that's a very useful way to use this text join. So I pasted everything. So now it's like this. Okay. So one way to solve the problem is text string operations, text functions, I mean. Alright, next thing is, okay, next thing is let's look at a little bit more about the let's look at the additional text functions on the second one. As you can see here, the I put two of them under text functions. The second one is it's not from Excel Easy. So this one shows this one is kind of also useful too. It's a text function which kind of shows in a there's a text format. So this is useful when you have like some text that's based on numbers, for example like a date, or just kind of like a decimal points, or a lot of times date is usually useful, or some other percentages. Okay, so this is quite useful to generate something like this. Okay, so how do you do that? So this one, as you can see for this example here, the first one deals with that input, and then you can use DDDD for the date, for the day, okay, and the month, and the date. So comma, comma is DDDD will be the date. Okay, let's use look at it exactly. So this will return the day out of the week, like a Tuesday, and then the month format. Okay, month, and then the date. Okay. So DDDD it stands for the day of the format, and then the month is MMM, and then the DD stands for the particular date. So let's actually custom number formats. Let's actually look at this one so we can get exact idea. So if you look at here, this is where it shows the exact code. So month, if you want to make it long, 4 M's. If we want a little bit short, 3 M's. 4 M's will give you like long like this. DDD will give you like this. DDD will give you the day. And then the particular date out of the week, like now that's a year. That would be like just 1D. Okay, just 1D. So you can use these combinations for the text. Okay, so there should be some more examples. So looking at this example here, if you wanna date format, the DD MMM, year, that will generate that. If you want a percent, of course we did this before, so that's not a problem. And then you just, rest of them you just add text, so that's easy to generate. Okay, but dealing with the text.